The glass walls of the Hong Kong office tower trembled from the gunfire echoing down its marble corridor. John Wick moved steadily through the hallway, his sleek, polished black leather shoes splashing through broken glass and spent shell casings. His suit jacket snapped with every turn, the reinforced fabric catching sparks as bullets flattened against it. 13 assassins had flooded the floor. None of them were prepared for him. The first man rushed from behind a desk with a submachine gun. John stepped into the angle, let the first burst hit his shoulder, then redirected the muzzle with his palm. The man's own rounds stitched across his partner's behind him. John drove an elbow into the assassin's throat, took the weapon mid-fall, and fired twice without looking. 2 more bodies dropped. Footsteps thundered from both sides. John let the empty weapon fall and drew his pistol. A controlled pair dropped another attacker. He sidestepped the next volley, his suit absorbing the impacts as he closed the distance. He trapped a wrist, broke it cleanly, and flipped the attacker over the railing, sending him crashing onto a glass table below. His pistol clicked dry. He ejected the magazine, slapped in a fresh one, and fired behind him without turning. A man thought he was approaching quietly but fell with his weapon still half-raised. John swept the room. 3 left. One came swinging a broken chair leg. John caught the strike, twisted, and used the splintered wood as a stake, driving it under the man's chest plate. Another fired wildly. John hurled a heavy glass paperweight, shattering the gunman's nose. The last assassin charged with a knife. John stepped inside the arc and buried the blade back into its owner's ribs. The hallway settled into silence. Smoke drifted across the lights. John's phone vibrated. He answered without speaking. "John," Winston's voice murmured, steady but carrying a weight. "The bounty on your head has been raised. It now sits at $20 million. John exhaled slowly. "I figured." "Move carefully," Winston warned. "Forces beyond the high table are watching." John ended the call. The moment he lowered the phone, a chill ran up his spine. He wasn't alone. Not the way a hitman senses another hitman. Something deeper, heavier. He turned toward the window. Rain slid down the glass, but one droplet bent strangely around something unseen. Lightning flashed, revealing a towering silhouette perched on the rooftop across the street, dreadlocks, mask, armor, before vanishing into invisibility again. John swallowed once. Something's watching. He moved fast. Down stairwells, through a maintenance door, and into an old subway access tunnel. The air was cold and damp. His footsteps echoed softly off wet concrete. The tunnel was too quiet. Then he saw the first body. An assassin hung upside down from a ceiling beam, head missing, neck ending in a jagged stump. Another man was flayed completely, muscles glistening under the flickering lights. 2 more sat against a wall, beheaded, hands severed and placed neatly in their laps like offerings. John crouched, studying the scorch mark behind them. Clean. Precise. Not explosives. Something else. Plasma. Advanced tech. Further down the tunnel hung 3 more bodies, skinned and gutted, suspended like trophies. A droplet of blood fell from above, and curved around something invisible. John stepped back, raising his pistol. The air shimmered. A tall shape crouched above him, bending the light around its body. John's jaw tightened. "You're not here for the bounty." The cloak flickered. Twin yellow eyes appeared. "Worthy." The predator dropped from the ceiling. Its wrist blades extended with a metallic whisper. John turned and sprinted down the tunnel. His sleek, polished leather shoes hammered against the concrete. The predator followed, impossibly fast. John veered into a side corridor toward an old sprinkler control station. He grabbed a wrench, hooked it onto the rusted main valve, and twisted. It snapped violently, sending water blasting through the pipe. Sprinklers erupted overhead, raining down torrent. The predator stepped into the hall cloaked. The first droplets hit its shimmering outline. Electrical sparks shot across its body. The cloak malfunctioned, flickered, and died. John charged. His pistol barked 3 times, impacting the predator's armor. He slid across the wet floor, came up firing again, then sprinted into a half-collapsed office filled with rusted desks and broken chairs. He scanned quickly and spotted an old industrial paper cutter on a collapsed wooden table. He braced his foot and ripped the guillotine blade free, snapping the screws. 4 feet long, sharp on one side, jagged on the other, an improvised sword. The predator smashed through the doorway as John turned with the blade in hand. John pressed forward. He slashed, parried, struck. Sparks flew as the blade met alien metal. He fired point-blank while holding the cutter blade, rounds punching into the predator's collarbone. The creature lunged, wrist blades sweeping dangerously close. John rolled under them and stabbed the predator in the back with the jagged cutter blade, forcing it forward with a roar. The predator retaliated, swinging low. One blade slipped past John's defense and drove deep into his side, punching through his bulletproof jacket and cutting into muscle. John grunted but didn't fall. He stepped into the pain, using the same motion to bring the paper cutter blade down hard onto the predator's gauntlet, severing its arm. Metal cracked. Circuits burst out. The gauntlet split apart, dangling by wires. The predator roared, ripped its damaged mask off, and exposed its monstrous face, for mandibles flaring, eyes burning with fury. The shoulder cannon powered up, humming violently. John raised his pistol. 3 shots fired. 3 plasma blasts erupted. The tunnel exploded into steam and molten debris. John slid behind a steel pillar as plasma melted the wall inches from him. He pushed through the pain in his side and moved, fast and low. He emerged firing, bullets striking the exposed core of the predator's cannon. It detonated in a violent fireball. The predator staggered, armor smoking. John rushed in. The predator slashed with its remaining blade. John ducked, pivoted, and drove the paper cutter blade upward with everything he had left. It pierced under the predator's jaw, driving through the top of its skull. Neon green blood poured down like glowing paint. The predator twitched, mandibles spasming. Then it fell. John yanked the blade free and stepped back, breathing steadily despite the stab wound burning at his side. Water dripped from overhead pipes. His polished leather shoes were soaked and stained with alien blood. He turned to leave. Then he saw the ruined gauntlet on the floor. Its lights were blinking. Rapidly. John Wick closed his eyes once, exhaled, and ran.